you can hear extra footage of Joe and I
Sold.
telling the same stories over and over again about being in a Christian ska band. And there are bonuses. Today, I just sent all of our Patreons, all 12 of them, I sent them, we made some ads for the other Rock Candy podcasts to go out, and I sent them all 6 ads in MP3
Yeah, those are
form.
hilarious. You did a great job with those. The Western one, I was dying.
Thank you, sir.
I was dying. That was funny.
So those are the kind of things you get
I'm going to do
being a
for our Patreon. What I'm going to do for all our Patreons, I'm going to lick a blow pop, put it in a sandwich bag, and send it to each of them. Because that is a 10-day vacation from work.
Oh, man, that's really smart.
Yeah.
COVID
I told
positive.
my coworkers here that I was going to do a drive-through kissing booth outside my house.
Wonderful.
So they can drive up. I'll give them a nice big French kiss. Boom. 10 days off.
It's also a great way to get a French kiss from Joe.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a cherry on top.
I don't want to specify.
Basically, we're giving them like a free Cameo. So if they, well, not free, because they're paying for it through Patreon. But if you go to Cameo, just to pay for a Cameo, you know, they're usually no cheaper than $50 to $100. So if you subscribe, you at least get one Cameo from us, which would be probably from you. People don't want anything like you're the cool one. So you would do a Cameo for them.
I don't think that's right.
No, I think it's 100% right.
I'm not the cool one, but I'm going to demonstrate it. It would be like, hey, everybody, this is Reese Roper, karate master and blood donor. I don't want to say everybody. I'd be like, hey, John Stevens, thanks for getting divorced from Marsha.
No, what you got to do is
we're having a great time here.
Hey, and then move your mouth, and then with each one, like, then go back and edit it and put in their name. So, you know what I mean?
Stevens.
So it's like, hey there, Marsha, and then go on. That's comedic genius.
2 of these things, and I'm going to send it to you with your 5 Iron Frenzy DVD when I send it.
Oh, sweet. What I think you should do is just start a big package, and all this stuff that you say that you're going to send, just keep putting it in the box, but then never send it.
This is really good. I'll do that.
And then at some point, that will be like a grand prize. Like a grand prize that, like, this is all the stuff that, and I'll start one too, stuff that I said that I'm going to send you. And then one winner gets your box and one winner gets my box at the end of the year. And we don't actually get what we send each other.
I'm going to have to, if I keep adding stuff to this, I'm going to have to drive it to you because I won't be able to afford the postage. This is what's stupid is the post office is 4 blocks from my house. I don't go there, and I have no job. I just sit here, make 80s rock, and I should go down there and do it.
Like, you're not joking. You literally do nothing. Like, you're like, hey, I'm going to do a Facebook page. Nope. But you made 2 80s songs. And then the next day you're like, I'm going to do this. Hey, did you do this? Nope. But I did like an 80s rock song. You should hear
the 80s rock I'm making, though. It's so cool. It makes you feel like you are Knight Rider.
Yeah, that's what the one sounded like.
I want people to have that in their life. Like, did I just grow a mullet? That's what I want.
I think I just did.
I have a mullet now.
I woke up this morning with a Clooney, and now I have a mullet. Will I never? Will I
it's
never?
Incredible.
Just like that. I say.
Every time I change my name on when it has you put in what your name is, and today my name is Dick Thruster.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Sounds real good to me.
Somebody clued me into this the other day. There's a guy at my church named Dick Cox, and he was like, I know it means a penis. And I was like, I had never heard that euphemism. And before I heard that, I had named myself Dick Thruster on here. I apologize for that.
No, I think it's an homage. It's an homage to your church mate.
Dick Cox.
Yeah. I feel like when I look at myself on the screen, like I feel like everything's like a lot puffier.
You look
like I'm not looking good. Not that I ever am, but today is particularly brutal.
Do you have a pimple up here, Joe?
No, I have a mole. Yeah.
I've never noticed it, Joe.
Yeah.
I felt bad because you didn't have any, because you have glasses, but I don't. So I wanted to.
No, those are glasses if I've ever seen them. Those are some nice specs. There are those prescription or just safety?
They're safety. I wore them at work for my safety glasses for COVID, and that may also have been part of why I was let go.
Led to your downfall.
Yeah.
Led to the downfall.
So I have these ones that I was actually wearing. Now they issued us like lab goggles, but check those out. Those are like shop glasses. They've got this on the inside, and the best part, bifocals.
Oh,
and I would wear those at work all the time because of the bifocals, and then
I have trifocals. These glasses are trifocals. They're progressives,
and they're
hey, you want to have a good time? Put on some progressives and then go down several flights of stairs.
You feel like you're on acid.
It is bizarre. You see like the steps underneath your glasses, then the first part, and then the middle part. And it's just, dude, I've fallen down the stairs. I've fallen up the stairs more times in the last 2 years than I have my entire life combined.
That's a lawsuit right there.
It is, against progressives, against sexy specs.
But so did we start our podcast yet?
Welcome everybody, you guys. Pickle and Boot Shop, Diabolical Brainwashing Machine, episode 5. We've already made it 5 episodes. We haven't been canceled by culture.
This is so incredible.
I know. I mean, we didn't even like the insiders. We didn't have 5 sellouts our entire career.
We in 5 Iron Frenzy, we had 8 sellouts. All 8 of us.
Nice. Nice. I like it. I also want to let everybody know, you guys, so you could be with us on our journey. I have COVID. I'm riddled with it. So I got it yesterday. I tested positive. And so it was crazy. I don't know when exactly I got it. I can hearken back to about 2 weeks ago where I lost my voice and like I had a tickle in my throat, but I thought it was seasonal allergies. And as 2 weeks went on, again, it was just seasonal allergies. And then on Friday, I got off of work. I came home and I was like, man, I'm tired. So I went to bed, woke up, kind of congested in my head. Again, thought it was allergies. Here in Michigan, as I'm sure it is everywhere across the country, we've had 34-degree days, and then the next day will be 70, and then the next day is 40, and then the next day is 70, and it's crazy back and forth. So I figured it was my allergies, my sinuses. And Saturday, I was feeling fatigued, and same thing, thought it was allergies. And then is today Monday?
Today is Monday.
Yes. So yesterday was Easter Sunday. So I got up and I was getting ready to cook Easter dinner for the family and some coworkers. And I put ribs on the smoker. I'm a smoking enthusiast. I absolutely love like smoking meat and ribs and everything. Aaron Franklin, all that stuff. I'm totally into it. I love it. That's my hobby. And got everything on the smoker, and all of a sudden I'm like, I gotta lay down. So I went to lay down, and then I felt busted. And so I was like, holy cow. My mom's like, you sure you're okay? And I'm like, yeah. I think I'm just tired for some reason, whatever. And then I popped a piece of candy in my mouth and I couldn't taste it. And so I was like,
were you like, this candy will make me feel better?
Yeah, I kind of was. I was like, oh, maybe I just need a little something in my system, a little sugar to get going. and popped it in, and I couldn't taste it. So I popped in another one, couldn't taste it. Then I went in the kitchen. My mom was in there, and I was like, "Mom, I think I got to go get tested. Like, I can't taste anything. Like, I think I lost my sense of taste." And she's like, "What?"
Oh, man.
So she goes and she's like, "Well, can you smell?" And I was like, "I think so." So she went and got a bottle of nail polish remover, and I could just sit there and smell it all day like it was nothing. Like it was a bottle of water. Like she just put it under my nose. I just sat there smelling it. I'm like, I can faintly smell it.
What about model airplane glue? Did you try that?
I put some in a paper bag, and then I tried smelling it, and I couldn't. And so I tried smelling it some more. And then I just thought I should smell it for a while. And then I woke up this morning. Yeah, I woke up this morning and I had a bloody nose and scabbed to my pillow. No, I don't. I don't know where that went. I don't know.
It went where this podcast always goes, which is directly into the toilet.
Yeah. And so I couldn't taste. So I was cooking ribs on the smoker, and ribs usually take about 6 hours. So I was 3 hours in, and I had friends that were going to be, picking up ribs. We had cooked 5 racks of ribs. And so, I had 2 racks for friends. And I was like, you know what? I'll run up to the clinic. I'll get the rapid test. It'll be negative, all that. And so then I'll get back home and, we'll be good to go. At least I'll know that I don't have it. And so I went up there, man. They like open the door, they come in, they swab me, they leave, and like come back in like less than 27 seconds later. They're like, "Yeah, you're positive." And I was like, "Are you serious?" So
if you lose your sense of taste or smell, either you have a brainstem injury or you have COVID. There's like, so maybe
there's no in between.
Could be a brainstem injury, but sudden
maybe
loss. That sucks, Joe. I'm so sorry this happened.
Yeah, like I made a breakfast sandwich yesterday that was delicious. Little salami, fried salami with fried egg and cheese on a keto roll. Yeah. Delicious. And then all of a sudden, 4 hours later, no taste. I made the best ribs I've ever made in my life, as far as like looking at them and like falling apart and like perfectly the best I've ever done. Can't taste them. I'm so sorry. I mean, they feel good in my mouth, but I can't taste them or anything. So it's crazy.
So is your appetite completely gone because you're just like, you're just eating for texture right now?
Yeah. It's kind of like I don't feel like eating. We have like I love vinegar coleslaw. Sure. And so the vinegar coleslaw that we had to eat with barbecue, I like that because the way the vinegar tastes, so like the acidity in my mouth, like that feels good. So that tasted really well.
Do you ever eat Salvadoran food? Do you ever have El Salvadorian? I think it's Salvadoran. Like pupusas? Have you ever had pupusas?
No. Aren't those like little fried pockets?
It's like a pancake, like a cornmeal pancake, but they cook it with that like Amish cheese into it, like that the Mexicans always use.
Wait, how did the Puerto Ricans get Amish cheese?
Salvadorians. And
okay, how'd they get Amish cheese?
So in Mexico,
it must be a traditional recipe.
No,
is it?
There's this white cheese that is from Mexico, and it's from this pocket of Amish people that moved to Mexico, and then
what?
Like Central Mexico and a lot of Mexican like truly traditional Mexican recipes have this white cheese, and it's Amish. Comes from the Amish, yeah.
Really?
But the Salvadoran stuff, I think, uses this. At least the restaurant around here. There's like one amazing restaurant where I live. There's a couple.
You're like, they also use A1.
They put some A1 in that. But they make these things called pupusas, and it's just that. They may put some meat in it or beans, but it's like a pancake. And it's maybe about, I don't know, like 5 inches across. And then they put vinegar slaw on it, like this kind of wacky, kind of spicy. And then it's not that spicy. Salvadoran food isn't, but then they have salsa. So they make it you can make it as spicy as you want with the different sauces. It's so good. Yeah.
Really?
But you can't taste it. So that's
no. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Reminding me.
Hey, I can kind of hear an echo of me coming through your mic.
That's because I forgot to push mute on my speakers. Is that better? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that took care of it. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys, we thought as long as I could go, I feel like crap today. I don't feel like I'm at death's door. I just feel like yesterday, after I got the results, I came home and I was still fatigued and I was, I don't know, like kind of achy and stuff. Today, I feel a lot better. I'm still achy, but like today, the only way I can describe it is like my skin hurts. So like my shirt, I had to put on this like really lightweight shirt because like just the shirt being against my skin like stings.
I can see your nipples through it, Joe. Yeah, it's kind of hot.
Yeah. So, well, thank you. I can show more. I mean,
you know what?
Let's make this cam show.
Someday we might have video or just pictures, but for now I'll just draw a picture and I'm going to send it to all of I'll draw a picture of you with this shirt on, with your nipples exposed. I'm going to send that to all of our Patreon sponsors.
There's not one word of that promise that I didn't like.
Well, there's not really one word of it that I meant. Sometimes I say things because I think it'll be funny and we'll keep talking about it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
No, it's good because hey, normal doesn't change the world, buddy. Like, normal doesn't change the world.
When Moses was given the 10 commandments on Mount Sinai, one of them was don't bear false witness against your neighbor. And that's what I just did. Just did. Ish. Broke some Levitical law.
Ish. Right. I'm still more concerned about Eli and Levi, the Amish folks, taking their little carriages and their furniture store down to Mexico. I'm not fully prepared to accept that story that you told. Man. I'll accept a lot of tall tales that come from the mouse of Reese Roper.
Do tell some tall tales. I'm adding this to our list of things to talk about later because we forget.
Salty Tales of the Sea by Reese Roper. We forget.
Like we started talking about
and don't ever forget. Glumpkies. Don't ever forget.
We were talking about Glumpkies the first episode, and then was it the first? Second episode.
I think I thought they were called Glumpkies, like GW. And so then we looked it up and it's GOL, like Glumpkies. And those are good. No. Here is the thing though, about if you do like stuffed cabbage rolls, as the normal American would call it, completely casting aside thousands of years of Polish history. We just call them stuffed cabbage rolls. And I tend to think that big, wet cabbage leaf on the outside that everything's wrapped in kind of goes, I think they can do more. I think the cabbage should be shredded and added to the stuff, like the mixture. And then you just kind of eat it like goulash or like, rice or, some sort of like rice dish or something that would be on your plate. Like put all the seasoned meat and spices and onions and all that and mix it in with the shredded cabbage.
It sounds amazing.
I mean, maybe there is something like that out there and it's not called Glumpki, but it's, that's what I would think would be better.
I think we should still call it Glumpkies.
I think we should too. It's so weird. Those words, those letters together in those combinations. It's like when my daughter was young, she called a spoon a spoon, FPOON.
Do you continue that to this day?
Frank, Paul, Ocean, Nora, spoon.
Is that?
Just try saying it.
I don't think that's the accepted alphanumeric code.
Yeah, but just try saying it. Just say spoon. It's quite fun to say. So we always say, hey, pass me a spoon.
Yeah. I think that's good. We still say stuff that my sister used to say when she was a kid. Like we say glubs. It's good. It's good to keep these things in the family.
Yeah. My daughter, I think I already said it on the show once, instead of chapstick, my daughter called it chapdick.
Also good.
So every winter, hey, you guys want some chapdick in your stockings? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always fun to talk about around
I want
the family.
Some Glumpkies in my stocking.
Oh yeah, or a pinata filled with it.
Oh man, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah,
pinata of Glumpkies.
Yep. Yeah, or we should just make a sticker that says pickle and boot. Did you know there's a pickle and boot shop?
Like an actual one? No.
Yeah. Yeah. If we may have to change our name, because although being the Pickle and Boot Shop like podcast or diabolical brainwashing machine, we might be able to get away with it. But there's a woman, like if you go on Facebook and you put in Pickle and Boot, this woman has a store called
You're
Pickle
killing
and Boot.
me, dude. This is not possible.
I know. I was absolutely flabbergasted.
I hate my life right now.
So
why does this exist?
So here on episode 5, this might be the last episode where this is our name. We might have to just go with the diabolical brainwashing machine.
Might be the Pickle and Beat Shop.
Oh, could be. But or we just roll with it and see what she does.
Go ahead and sue us, lady.
Take everything we got, which is nothing. Because I'm divorced twice. I'm starting over again.
Sorry, Joe.
And I got COVID. I don't even have my health. Lady, I'm divorced twice. I'm living in my sister's basement and I got COVID. Go ahead and sue me.
Please.
Sue me for my COVID.
However, to all the ladies out there, Joe's a very handsome specimen. He is strong as an ox. He could provide for you well.
Think of people who usually men that are described as strong as an ox. You know who comes to mind? Hodor from Game of Thrones or Sloth. These aren't people that I really although I appreciate the sentiment and what you're trying to do.
Let me rephrase that as Joe is a low-grade superhero. Can we say that?
That's getting better. Yeah. I can't knock that.
No, right now he has
like I'm like an Aldi. I'm like an Aldi superhero.
An Aldi.
I'm like an Aldi version of a superhero.
Okay, I can get behind that. I like Aldi.
Right. Aldi's great, man. They're bought out by Trader Joe's. They're fantastic.
No, I think it's the other way around. I think they bought Trader Joe's. Yeah, it's like the Germans.
Well, either way, it was a good partnership.
They are very good at running things. They they can do it. They can do things.
Fantastic. Some of the best products. Mind you, the first product that came out of there that was unbelievable. Why nobody ever thought of that? This one was the everything but the bagel.
Oh, that's
seasoning.
So good. I thought you were talking about the first thing that came out of Germany, and I was like, "Don't say white supremacy. Don't say white supremacy." And then you said everything but the bagel.
And all was well in this
world. We still are on the Rock Candy network of podcasts, and we have not been canceled here.
And I know. And we've even came out and said that we are going to get to the bottom of the satanic end of the podcast network.
It will happen.
So just because we're not talking about it all the time, guys, doesn't mean that we got wheels in motion.
4 to 5 podcasts to clear up Glumpkies.
Yeah, so knocking down Satan through social media or through podcasting, that's going to take a little longer than trying to figure out the spelling of Glumpky.
Or just the constitution, like what the fabric is, what the chemical makeup of a Glumpky is. whether it belongs in your
yeah,
Christmas stocking. These kind of things we will answer.
One that I posed to you today. When and where did whispers begin?
Yeah, you did post that to me, and
Who's
I forgot to ask you what the hell are you talking about?
It came to me last night in my COVID sweats. I woke up in the middle of the night, sweating profusely.
I thought you typed it wrong because of the COVID, and I was like, all right, whatever.
No,
what are you talking about?
I meant every letter. It came to me. I think it was kind of like the thing with you and prime numbers. Like all of a sudden in the middle of the night last night, I was like fixated on who was the first person to whisper. Who invented the whisper? Do you think it's just been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, is that something that's just within our genes? Is like we all knew that, like, hey, I gotta talk like this.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. There's certain situations where I gotta, or, it was the first guy with like with the bow and arrow hunting a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like, hey, Bob, run around the other side of him.
And
we'll get him. We'll get him over here. And then Bob's like, what? And they're like, oh, that didn't work. That was weird.
Didn't work. There's only half of Bob.
Yeah. Let's go get Dale. And let's get back out here. Let's get out at it. And then finally,
Dale is probably the world's best caveman name.
Yeah, or Tristan. and so by the time they get to Tristan, they're like, Tristan, run around there. And he's like, what are you guys screaming for? And they're like, Tristan, how did you make your voice do that? He's like, do what? There's a Tyrannosaurus Rex right there. The Tyrannosaurus Rex that killed Bob and Dale. And they're like, Tristan, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know. I think it's called whispering.
He invented it.
He invented it.
This is perfect.
A caveman named Tristan invented whispering.
Joe.
And it took several tries, but it caught on.
Catch on. Like there was a lot of cavemen that were sacrificed in that effort to the T-Rex, but God bless them. Their memory lives on each time you whisper.
Each time you whisper Tristan's name, it just it goes in the wind.
All right. We're 25 minutes into this. Is it time to start talking about something of substance? Well, I was gonna divert into something playfully racist, but then I held it back.
Oh yeah, you probably should. I would go nowhere near that topic.
You're like, this is episode 5.
Yeah,
let's go any further.
Let's at least
go into it.
10 under our belt.
No, I'm gonna do it. You were talking about you were talking about making ribs.
Yeah.
I believe in this, Joe. Like I've heard you talk about ribs. I think you're passionate about smoking meats and making good ribs. I've listened to your other podcasts. It makes me hungry all the time.
Yeah.
You talk about food and the food of Detroit.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It is.
I have to confess some racism that I harbor in my heart. And that is, I do not trust white people making barbecue.
I would agree 1,000% with that. However, it's how they make it. Because I know a lot of white people that boil their ribs.
What?
Like they boil them and then they put them like in the oven, or they put them in like a roasting pan, and they call that barbecue.
Hey, Dante, cut that out where I said, what the fuck? What the crap?
What the? So, yeah.
Why do you boil meat?
I don't know.
There's no reason to do it.
I don't know. My grandma did it growing up. And so, like, when you talk about white people ruining food, yes, that is where I'm glad people stepped up to the plate and were like, wait a second, what are these other cultures doing? How do the Spanish prepare barbecue? How does the African American, the urban culture, how do they prepare barbecue? Like, how, all over the world, how do people do it? Australia has like a great track record of barbecue.
Really?
Yeah. And so so that's the thing, is like white Anglican, whatever it is, Anglican,
Anglical,
Anglo-Sapien, Anglo-Sapiens, when they came over here, and they were like, oh, I see those guys over there cooking their meats. Let's do it here too. Go get me a big pot of water. And then they put the ribs in it. Yeah, that didn't work.
We did this. We saw this on the Food Network.
I mean, it's the same thing.
We boil things.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, Emerald did it, so we're going to do it. It's the same thing with Thanksgiving. Like, white people Thanksgiving, if you haven't figured it out by now, is gross. Like, a roasted turkey is not good. Green bean casserole is disgusting. Like, mashed potatoes, okay. Like, there's so much stuff that's better. You take that turkey, you pump it full of Creole butter, you smoke it. You take that turkey from like just a bland piece of meat to tasting fantastic. All these,
your house.
Yeah, all these different things. Collard greens, mac and cheese.
Collard greens.
Yeah, all that. Like different cultures. If you experience different cultures, when I worked in Detroit, and I had a lot of obviously African-American friends that I worked with, we would talk about what they were having for Thanksgiving and what we were having. And it was like, oh, we're having this, this, and this. And then they're like, yeah, we're having mac and cheese. We're having collard greens. We're having, whatever, ham. And like the list like went on, and I was like, geez, I want to go to your house. Things are spicy. So at our house, we started doing that too. So like my family, in fact, just yesterday, or Friday, I had a friend who's like, hey, knows that I cook. And she's like, hey, I'm sure you're cooking Easter dinner. Yeah. What are you doing? A ham? And I'm like, no, I'm doing ribs. And she's like, ribs for Easter? And I'm like, we cook what we want to eat, not what tradition tells us.
Is tradition a ham?
Up here, I think it is. Like, people get the like spiral cut ham, and they take it out of the box, the package that it came in. They put it in the oven and they warm it up for 20 minutes, and then they set it down on the table, and you like cut hunks of like semi-wet, lukewarm ham off, and then you put it on your sandwich. And then you have scalloped potatoes, which are disgusting. Like scalloped potatoes where they're just sitting in that like soupy, that like wet cheese water. Disgusting. I can't do it, man. So like if I'm going to do a spiral ham, I've never done this before, but until I got COVID, I wanted to do it next weekend, but I want to get a spiral ham, and it's called a double smoked. So you take the spiral ham that's already cooked, and then you take it, you pack it with rub, and then you put it on the smoker for about an hour and a half. And then when you got about 20 minutes to go, you pour like Dr. Pepper over it, or you put like a brown sugar maple bourbon glaze on it, and let that tack up. And then you pull that sucker off. So then you got like a nice, I don't want to say dry, but it's like a nice cooked. Oh my gosh. I mean, you could check it out online. There's lots of YouTube channels that do it, but like, to me, that's a spiraled ham, not just like, my ex-wife's family used to just remove it from the box, take off the wrapping, set it on the table. Like that was Easter dinner.
And that right there, that's why Jesus died.
Yeah.
For that sin. He just, what are you doing to your face and your mouth?
Exactly.
Your body?
It's awful.
It's terrible. I got to make the turkey last Thanksgiving. I made this. I was like, you know what? I've never cooked turkey, but I can follow instructions. So I made this Puerto Rican thing called pavachon.
Okay.
Which means ham turkey. So it's just like same thing. It's just like you make this rub. You got to go to the Mexican grocery and get get this special rub, and then you get it and
Yeah.
put it inside. Man, it was good.
And that's
so good.
what does make it good. And it's not like, it's not crazy. I don't know why people fight it, but if there's something that's like better,
Yeah.
like the first people that like fought, like, I'm not putting salt and pepper on my meat. Like, you know, what are you talking about?
Those are the people that
why don't you try
things.
a little, why don't you try a little salt and pepper, live life, you know what I mean? And so now that we have other things, we have all these companies that make these great, you know, rubs and stuff like that. I always go with a lot of stuff I use is by this guy named Heath Riles, or this barbecue winning team called Killer Hogs. And I get like a lot of their rubs and stuff.
Jeez.
And it's fantastic.
I'm going to, I think every time you talk about food, Joe, I just want to come to your house.
Come on.
So
over.
Ladies, Joe's single, just so you know that. Ish. But while we are talking about this in my racism,
your heart is cold.
It is cold. I think this is my theory on food, is that good food comes from suffering. Same thing with music. I think good art. But let's talk about food. Like, good food comes from suffering. So if you are like, am I going to try the ribs from this black dude or this white guy? Chances are I will do the black dude 100% of the time, because that guy, like, whatever recipe he's using came from some hard shit. Like, it came from just like, this is going to be the best part of this year or whatever for generations, and we got the shit meat forever, and we're gonna cook chitlins, and we're gonna cook this, and like, so much good food comes out of that. So and I used to think like the exception was French food. Like, I'd be like, yeah, okay, there's some people that they didn't suffer much, but they did, because I think like the French aristocracy was so into just like what food is good, and they oppressed people so much. They had the French Revolution. So I think that also it came from oppression. The thing I was talking about, Golumpkis, or anybody that eats cabbage, like anytime you form cabbage into your food, it's basically like the last vegetable you can find. And thank God it is probably the most healthy thing you can eat is cabbage or some derivative of it. But like, it comes from suffering. Good food.
Like, back to what you were saying between like the white and black, I do have to say this. If like some white guy is like, I'm going to start a barbecue restaurant, and he goes out and like hand plucks, you know, some dude who's going to be like cooking his ribs. And he's like, I want to have this big old restaurant. I want to make a ton of money and, you know, run this, whatever. Like, I think that's absolutely garbage. But if you have an Aaron Franklin, if you have somebody who goes out and studies, like from like pit masters, and like really takes the tradition and the culture of barbecue and looks into it and sees where it came from and all that stuff. Obviously, barbecue came from all the great cuts of meat went to the wealthy.
Yeah.
And so what was left are these tough, you know, you
ribs.
Couldn't just cut it off. Yeah, you just couldn't cut it off and fry it in a skillet and have this like sirloin, you know, this filet mignon. So you had to cook it for hours and hours and hours to break down all the tendon, to break down all the fat, all that stuff, to have anything that's even tender there. And so the poor, you know, they're the ones that made that, what am I trying to say? That perfected it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. You know, so the poor like perfected it. So I think when somebody comes in, if you're like, you know, you drive through a city and you see on the left side of the road, or you see on the right side of the road, you know, this is, you know, Johnny White Guy's place, and across the street is Johnny Black Guy's place. I wouldn't automatically choose one or the other, but it's like, if one is like a chain restaurant and one you're like, dude, this is out, you know, this person, and that could be either skin color, like this person is out to just make a buck, or if it's, they're doing this because it's their passion,
Yeah.
and you go in there and they love talking to the customer, and you can ask them about their secrets and they don't have any secrets because they're more than willing to help anybody out. It's kind of like if you've ever gone to like a microbrew, if you have a microbrew in your town and you go in and you start talking to the guy, usually, I know in our town, there's little microbrews everywhere. And I don't even know what's smaller than a microbrew, but even some of those, like you go in and the guys that make the beer are also the bartenders,
Yeah.
And so they'll be more than happy to like sit there and talk to you about the hops that they use and everything that they do. And they've invited like my buddy who's a home brewer. They've invited him in the back, like, hey, we'll come check our stuff out. Like, it's not secrets. It's like a very inclusive culture.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it is with barbecue too. I mean, I think it's fun to have secrets. Like, it's fun to have like, this is my secret rub, and I'm not giving my rub secret away. But as far as how I cook it, as far as temperatures, as far as time, I think that's where the fun is and the history is. And when you look back at the people that brought it to where it is. Yeah, I mean, again, you can look at this like anything, like music, anything that you're passionate about. It's just like where it came from and how you, I don't know, this may be COVID talking, I might be rambling, but so what are you doing?
I took a selfie. I took a picture of us because I did this last week and I was like, I'm going to post this on the thing. We have a Facebook page now and it's like, people can't see us. I didn't mean to distract you.
No, I'm glad you did, because I think it brought my rambling. I'm like sweating, and
that's the Rona, man. You got it.
It's the Rona talking. It's the Rona just oozing out of my system.
That's good. That's good though. It means you're fighting it.
Yeah.
I'm no medical professional.
It's not going to take me down.
I would say that
it's not going to take me down. And then on Pickle and Boot Shop episode 6, you're like, hey guys, I'm here with John from Squad.
Oh.
Joe didn't make it.
No. I like John, but nobody's going to tell the good stories like you do, Joe.
I try, buddy. I try to bring people up close and personal. I want them to feel, I want our stories about touring in the 90s to be tangible. Yeah. I want them to, this is how I am. This is how I've always been. People have always said like, this kind of stuff to me. Like I was like, yeah, I was in a grocery store and there was like this Mexican guy in front of me, and people are like, you don't have to say that. That's racist. I'm like, well, it's not racist. There was a Mexican guy in front of me. Yeah, but it doesn't add to the story. But in my head, it does, because I'm trying to paint the picture. I want you to see where I was standing in the grocery store line. If you listen, in my story, I'm going to say, hey, there was this guy was in front of me. This lady was with this huge beehive hairdo was the cashier. Like, I'm trying to paint a picture so people that, growing up would listen to me, or even now, if you're driving or working out or whatever,
yeah.
Sitting in your basement, counting, I don't know what you're doing, doubloons. I don't know. Again, COVID talking. I just want people to be able to see the entire picture.
Sure.
And so we try and give them the details that fill in the blanks.
So while we're talking about that and light racism, I want to tell you that moving to Virginia from Colorado really just got like all of my hackles up about racism. Because one, people here, they say a number of things. Like they'll say, this is the North of the South. No, it's not. It's the capital of the Confederacy. And they also will be like, no. It wasn't, we didn't do all this stuff in the Civil War. But they did. And this is where it started. And so there's just like this.
You're like, I just want to go home to the home of Coors Light.
That's all I want is some Coors Light, but I want it fresh off the assembly factory. Yeah. This is what's crazy. So where I live, there is a Coors factory. Really? It's like an hour from where I live. Yeah. So I think that's how they got it to the East Coast. My uncle said that in the 70s, Coors got sued because they were only providing to Colorado because they didn't pasteurize stuff. So the beer would go bad by the time it made it to other states. So you had to go to Colorado to
Oh,
get Coors, and somebody sued them. Somehow this made it to court, and Coors lost, and they had to start making other
wow.
breweries. Probably because,
That's
yeah, like
bizarre.
Anheuser-Busch was doing it. So Coors is out here. I think they have another brewery somewhere. But
Huh.
yes, it's not all Rocky Mountain spring water or
No. Or
glacial.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
No, it's not all that. But yeah, this is. I have so many problems with just kind of like this institutional racism that I've experienced, and as we've talked about on this episode, I am racist. I I want to be a better person. I don't want to be racist, but I don't trust white people making barbecue. Um, you know what? Honestly, I think we all have this. I think the honest look at racism is that I think everybody is racist. You have to be honest with yourself and be like, I do think this. Like if I see a Hispanic dude buying like some sort of prepackaged lo mein at the grocery store, my first thought is that's weird because I'm racist. You know, like it is inside of me. And I think what makes us better people is just acknowledging that, just being like, I don't want to think that. I don't want to be that person. I want to, like, I don't know that dude. I don't know him. Like maybe that's his comfort food. Maybe that's his favorite thing. And I just
But does
jump to
that make
some
you
conclusion.
racist?
I think it does.
See, I don't think
So
so.
there's no
Like
negative consequence of it. Like me joking around about how I don't trust white people making barbecue. There's some negative consequences. Like people will say stuff on the internet, or you know, like if I say that at my job, I might lose my job. But I don't know. I mean, it's I think that like the the thing that we all should seek to do is, this is just my opinion, but like seek to see that in ourselves that we're all racist to some point. And the difference is whether or not we want to live in that or not. Like we want to be like, oh, a black guy stole my bike, you know, when I was 7. And so I think I have like just this lingering kind of suspicion of all black people. Like, do we live in that, or are we challenging ourselves? Are we saying, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to think negative things about this person because of their ethnic makeup or because of their skin color, you know? I don't want to be that person. I think that's kind of the flip on it. So like for me, moving from Colorado to Virginia, one of the things that this may be a ongoing topic in this podcast, how much I hate Virginia. But like one of the things I hate is that their way of dealing with racism is just not to talk about race. So like I worked at the University of Virginia, I worked at their hospital, and one of the first job in Virginia, one of the first things I noticed was people would kill themselves not talking about somebody's race. So they'd be like, you know, Margaret, and you'd be like, which Margaret? And to me, it's just like easy, the black one or the white one. Like just say it. They don't.
Yeah.
The black one is proud of it. The white one probably not so much, but like it'll go okay if you tell me this. But they'd be like, well, she has like braids. She has braids in her hair. She sometimes wears
Yeah, no, I understand. My kids, like our kids, like in school, it's the same thing. Like my kids will say, "Dad, do you know so and so on the cheer team?" And I'm like, "No," and they'll describe every single aspect except saying the skin color because they know that like if they do that, that's somehow racist.
It's not.
So they'll say exactly. So and I'm constantly telling them like that's not like that. It's not. But yeah, but blah, 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 and they'll have something that, they learned that they were told in school. And you're just like, no, what are you talking about? you just, it's odd.
Yeah.
It's odd.
It's not, because whatever that person is, I think like a better step in their identity, a better step in them accepting themselves is just realizing like, I am this person and I like myself. I look this way and this is what I like about me. And so, I think that, if you have this mutation that you and I have where we don't produce as large of molecules of melanin as we're supposed to, it's a mutation. And there's points in our lives where we may be embarrassed about it. But that's us. That's who we are. And I think everybody kind of has to go through that step in their, I don't know if everybody does.
See, I think I could
go through that.
I think I take a completely opposite approach, I think, to it than you do. Because for me, I just love differences. So
yes,
I don't need you to feel sorry. Like, I don't need you to feel sorry about me and any tradition that I've been raised with. I don't need you to feel sorry. I don't need for that my family likes green bean casserole. Yeah. I don't need to feel sorry. I don't need to feel lesser than any of this other stuff because of who I am. I don't need any of that. What I love to do is I like to laugh. I like to celebrate the differences. I like to, I think it's hysterical, the differences between cultures. I think it's hysterical to listen to the Spanish, talk about Americans and, people from New York talk about Midwesters and all these different things. I think that's hilarious. And I think food and I think music and I think great conversation. And I don't mean sit down hey, let's talk about these cultural issues of the day. I mean, sit down and have a drink, whether that's a Coke or a beer, and just whatever comes out, you just start chit-chatting and sharing stories and laughing. That's what's cool. I think sometimes I feel the way culture in the media is they want it to be one world race. And they want it to be one world mindset.
Yeah.
And they want one world. And that's not what it is, man.
I think that's like your daughters being afraid to describe the other cheerleader as black. We want to paint this broad picture. We're all humans, which is cool. We are.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No. No, but you saying that, I guess when I said I take a different take, with you just saying that made it click that, okay, maybe my take wasn't as far off as I thought.
I think we have the same
you kind of
take.
brought it. Yeah. But it's just, I love the differences. I love the humor of it. And maybe there's people, I mean, obviously if I take nothing in life serious, as the movie Unbreakable has showed us, that there's somebody on the opposite end of the spectrum out there. So if I don't take anything in life serious, then there's somebody out there that cancels me out that takes everything serious. Yeah. And so if I, with the word stereotype, if there's a stereotype out there, I think they're hilarious. Mm-hmm. I love hearing about white people stereotypes. I love hearing about all that stuff and laughing about it with my friends from different cultures and ethnicities and whatever. I think it's hilarious. That's what makes the world go round. And I mean, even in this podcast, you've talked about Peruvian food. We've talked about, African-American, urban culture with mac and cheese and collard greens and how the meals that they prepare for Thanksgiving are way better than ours and stuff like that. That's nothing to get pissy about. If there's any white person out there that's oh my gosh, I can't believe he's dude, relax. That is what makes this world so special. All the different flags.
Yeah.
All the different flags that countries fly, all the different clothes people wear, it makes it fantastic. And that's what makes this world an amazing place.
Yeah.
I don't want everyone to think the same. I want, you know what I mean? It's if you don't like this podcast, turn it off. You don't have to go marching around Rock Candy, telling them to take us off the air. Just don't listen. It's that simple.
Satanic one. Just do that.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah. Just turn on Johnny and the Satanic Friends network.
That's what it's called. It is called that. I totally agree with you, Joe. I don't know. I feel like I think what I'm worried about less about my racism is the the fact that people in 2021 are so on edge about like what they have to shut down. I don't want to use the phrase cancel culture because I think that
But you just did.
I did. I think that like people use that to be closed minded and I don't want to I don't want to negate that because I think there's definitely some things that need to be called out because they're hurtful. But I think that I I think that just shutting something off because you disagree with it is wrong. And
Yeah, I think when the behavior is a continued pattern, so like let's say Harvey Weinstein. So if Harvey Weinstein in the 70s was doing what he was doing back then
yeah,
in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s, 2010, whatever. If Harvey Weinstein is always that guy, by all means, cancel him out. Like he needs to be called to the floor. He needs to be called to the mat. But there's a difference between, I think, that and say like a comedian who in the 80s made a joke about women.
mm-hmm.
And then nowadays, like he's no longer doing that. His stand up has changed. His stand up, his morals, like who he is as a person, his ideas have changed. But yeah, we're gonna pull a tape of a comedian from April of 1981, and we're gonna take him, 40 years later when he's 70 years old and just destroy
Yeah.
him, because of that. That's where I think is the difference is you got to look at, we all grow. I mean, even the people, I know most of them are probably bots, but I think most people that are like in that cancel culture. So let's say you're like some 25-year-old sitting behind a keyboard and you're the one calling all these people out or doing deep dives into, old Twitter accounts and things like that, old Facebook things like that person, they did something. They said something. They snapped a girl's bra strap growing up.
Yep.
They did something. Like none of us are perfect,
No.
but do you keep the pattern? Do you keep the behavior pattern going?
So
To me that would be the
this is what
crux of it.
yeah, I mean going back to racism. The fact that I believe I'm racist. Like you could find people that have heard me say racist things. And like if I ever run for president, which I'm sure I've eliminated myself from, but like there's people in 8th grade that heard me make fun of some other race. What
But does that make you racist?
Yes, I am racist. Like I
Like
think we all
I
are.
remember growing up. I remember growing up. I would tell a joke, and the joke was, "What do you tell a woman with a black eye?" Nothing. You already told her once. Right. So, like at the time, like I thought that was just a funny joke. It's about domestic violence. It's about all that. I was young and I was stupid, and that's an absolutely stupid thing. But does that mean that I'm like a male chauvinist, like pro domestic violence person? No. Like at one point in my life, like I thought, hey, I'm going to crack these dudes up because that's what joking is. You take something to the absurd, right?
It's absurd.
And so, I would think the same thing. Like the same thing applies. Like if you said something to make people laugh, it comes down to like the heart. Like in your heart, do you believe that? And if you ask yourself, like, am I racist? Yes, because in my heart, I believe I'm superior to these other races. I believe my standing as a white male is superior to these other people. That's what I think. That's why I would say, okay, well, then you're racist.
So,
but I don't think like
so. It's semantic right now. Like you're saying, straight racism is just you having this formed opinion that you are better, like your genetic makeup is better than somebody else's, and you share this with somebody else. But like the minuscule, like the micro view of that, the microscopic view is that sometime you're gonna be thrown off by the fact that somebody does something that you attribute to the way they look, and it floors you, whether it's positive or negative. And I think that's what I'm saying. Like, racism, for me, I feel like I've eliminated that in my life, where I feel like I'm a superior race. Like, it's obvious I'm not in a superior race if we're going to go that road. But like,
sure,
I still feel these tendencies, and I think it's human nature for us. We tend to want to categorize things because it makes us easier. It makes things the world easier to understand. I want to be like.
Are you talking out of both sides of your mouth though? Because you're saying that you're saying that earlier when I made the comment about like to celebrate differences as opposed to everyone being the same. I feel maybe I cut you off too early. I just don't feel that, like, if you see the example that you gave, a Mexican guy going by lo mein,
yeah,
and you're like, well, that's weird. Like, I don't see that as racism.
Okay.
Like, I don't see that as racism.
But I don't know.
I don't see that as a racist thought. So who cares if you don't know him?
How do you know that's weird though? Like that to me is like something I need to fix in me. That to me,
I don't understand.
It's not racism in the point that I'm just like, I'm the master race. Like, screw these guys. They should be doing this thing. But like
if I was at the grocery store and I saw you like buy a bag of okra, and I'm like, who in the world eats okra? That's weird. Like, that's not like racist.
Yeah, but if I was
what I mean?
black and you were like, oh, all black people buy okra.
No, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, who eats okra?
Who eats chitlins?
It's soul food. Like, chitlins are our soul food culture. So I think poor, like, I would go, that's what I would think. I would think, oh, poor Southern,
right. If you saw
my mom's side of the family, like, grew up in Arkansas. So like, that was all that stuff down there.
All right. If you saw an Indonesian guy buying chitlins, would you just be like, what the fuck is happening?
Yes, I would. Yes. But that doesn't mean it's racist.
So it's not
like, that's not racism.
A harmful thought. There's no harm. You're just trying to categorize, like, what? Indonesians also like chitlins? Like,
because who likes chitlins?
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. It's just, I have a big, big fat problem calling something racism when there's no malice behind it.
But sometimes there is. Like, for me, I can only use myself as the example. Like, sometimes there is. Sometimes you're just like, these things creep into your head. It creeps into your head sometimes. So here's an example. Are you drinking booze?
Am I?
Yeah.
No, man.
I did, because it's our tradition.
I know. With COVID, I don't think I should.
I can't follow my train of thought. I was trying to think of like an example where I thought something racist about my neighbors. I mean, I can say something super racist. Like, I've been afraid of black people stealing my bike when I was a kid. And like, that's straight up racist. That's straight up just being like, that person has black skin. Like, they have larger molecules of melanin than I do, which is truly I have a mutation, something that was like selected in northern climates because we got less sun and it reflected light. Like, it's a mutation. But like, I would see black dudes and be like, I'm worried about my bike. And that's racist because I don't know that guy. I don't know that person.
That is racist. I don't know what the science behind it has to do.
All right.
Like, you kind of threw me for a loop on that, but just the sentiment of I think that black guy's going to steal my bike, that's racist.
Racist.
But the melatonin stuff from northern hemispheres with people born on Tuesdays, I don't get that.
So I'm looking at that one thing and I make a straight judgment, like my bike is in danger.
Yes, that's
if
racism.
I do that same thing about barbecue, it's still racist. Like if I'm like, I look at a black dude, I look at a white dude, and I'm like, that white guy is gonna make some bland, like boiled meat barbecue. And that black dude is going to make some tender, fall off the bone, really good sauce barbecue. It's going to be amazing. Still racist because I'm just looking at their skin color. That black dude may know nothing about cooking. He may boil the meat too. Like he may have come from like several generations of meat boilers. But I'm making that judgment, whether it's positive or negative, based on the way that guy looks.
So are you going to apply this same pattern of thought to everything? Are you going to apply it to gender? Are you going to apply it to age? Are you going to apply it
to all that
other stuff?
It's human nature.
You can't.
Right.
I know, but you can't do it to one and not the other. So if in 5 years the hot topic is ageism, like, are you going to do the same thing? Here's a 20-year-old black guy cooking ribs, and here's an 80-year-old black guy cooking ribs.
I'd pick
the 80-year-old guy has exactly. He has more experience. He knows what he's doing.
We do that as human nature, though.
Exactly. So what you're talking about is that human nature. Like, there's a difference between saying, "I'm scared for my bike that black guy's going to steal my bike. I feel like that black guy's going to steal my bike." That's racism. Figuring out who you're buying ribs from isn't racism. It's taking in your thoughts, what you're thinking. It's all that into making a decision of where you're going to buy ribs.
Yeah. So,
so when you're doing those type of micro decisions to then make a macro decision, where do you stop? Like if you're putting this much pressure on yourself,
stop. I don't think it's a stop. I think you have to keep inside your head just this thought, like I do this as human nature.
I think you're going to drive yourself nuts.
No, it is rewarding. Like if I in my head, I'm like, I made this decision to go get the black guy barbecue over the white guy barbecue. If I acknowledge that, I see that in myself. I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to talk about it on the podcast, but I just see it and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. I want to learn from this.
Isn't that racist within itself that you're going and doing this for somebody else because of who they are?
It is racist.
And now you're doing it for an intrinsic value.
Yeah, but then
like, isn't that worse?
So then the best thing I could do is try the white guy barbecue. And then,
so now we're back stuck in the middle of the road trying to figure out.
Yeah, and then just be like, I like Jermaine's barbecue more than
Tristan.
Those are the most black and white names we could think of. But like going back to your thing about Harvey Weinstein and cancel culture, Harvey Weinstein put out some good movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I hope, I don't think he's getting any money for it. In fact, I think if you watch those movies, it's going to some lawsuit settlement. You're helping out people by watching those good movies. I remember, you remember that movie Snowpiercer came out, had Captain America in it, Chris Evans?
The name, but I don't think I ever saw the movie. No.
They made a show out of it. I have not seen the show, but the movie is incredible. And I read some article about Harvey Weinstein shutting it down because it's totally just about class war. It's about like these people that they keep on this train that keeps moving. It's this nuclear powered train and it's moving because it'll freeze up after some apocalypse and everything is covered with snow. They have to keep it moving because otherwise it'll freeze and everybody will die. So the rich people live in the front and there's like poor people in the back and they make kids. And they use the kids because they can reach their hands in and touch the instruments and get them fixed. And they feed them like some sort of cockroach cubes. So it is like blatant, just a statement about class war, about like, this is what poor people are good for, and this is what rich people are good for. And the poor people in this, they fight up to the front and they take control of the train. Harvey Weinstein shut it down. It had a theatrical release in about 12, in like 12 theaters, and then went straight to video. And there was some articles, and it was about what a corrupt person Harvey Weinstein was. And at that moment, I was like, fuck that dude. He is a complete asshole. Before any of this thing came out that he's like a sexual predator and that he manipulated all these people and used all his power to do all this crazy stuff. However, how many movies did they put out, and how bad are they? Like, how bad are they for you to watch, or society? And like right now, if you watch Harvey Weinstein movies, that money's probably going to settle some sexual lawsuits that guy's got, and you're helping people out. So
how is that? All right. So are you saying
cancel culture is wrong?
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I think it all comes down to, like, I don't need somebody. What's the way of putting it? So, like, take Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Allegedly, he molested kids.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Right.
I wholeheartedly believe he did.
Okay, let's go with that. Let's say it's a fact he molested kids.
Yeah. So I don't pay any money to, buying Michael Jackson vinyl. I don't have any. Actually, I do have a Michael Jackson album that I got rid of. And so
when you became a Christian, you laid it on all.
I burned all my Thriller albums.
Acquire the fire.
Yeah. So I don't listen to any of his stuff. I don't play the music. I don't own it. I don't any of that. Some of the greatest songs in history. Don't have them. Don't play them for my kids. No. But I also don't need somebody. If my sister likes Michael Jackson and she's like, well, the music has nothing to do with who he is as a person, and she wants to listen to Michael Jackson, she can go ahead and listen to Michael Jackson. Again, it's what makes the world go round. But I don't think I need a groundswelling of people to say that, you got to burn all the Michael Jackson albums. This shouldn't be there. Get rid of them. No. I don't like him. Allegedly, he did this, but his art should still be out there. I don't think we should cancel art. I think that's a very slippery slope as we move forward and doing things like that. And as much as Harvey Weinstein, Stanley Kubrick, all these people are like Woody Allen, are these allegedly depraved lunatics. What they did is still art, and it shouldn't be buried because of cancel culture.
It's still good. You can still watch it and find the good in it. I think that's the thing, is how much good you pull out of it. So if I admit that I'm racist, what am I doing with that? What is the good that I pull out of it? If I feel like I'm judging somebody based on what they buy in the grocery line, am I using that to be a better person? Am I going to try to not be that person next time? To just be like, I'm going to ask this guy what he's doing. Hey man, you like that too? Crazy. Okay, cool. Also,
and then he'll go home and be like, yeah, some crazy white dude at the store was asking me I was buying shiitake mushrooms.
Right. I don't know, but maybe I made a friend, and that's a good thing I can pull out of it.
This crazy white dude at the store, his arms were twice as long for his body, right, and he's wearing these huge safety goggles.
Yeah.
Was asking me while I was buying lo mein.
And he has a story. There was good that came out.
And now we're going out to lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe he
starting a podcast.
All white people aren't bad. Sometimes they look weird. All right. So go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say we're over the hour mark.
We're
for the free
12.
stuff. Do you want to end this? And do you want to do the paid tomorrow?
Yeah, sure.
So let us like regroup, whatever. I'm sweating like a
Joe.
Sweating like I'll get out.
What is your temperature?
I don't know. I don't have a thermometer.
You don't at all? Does your sister have one?
No.
What?
No.
You have to
have one of those. I want to have one of those things that go on your finger.
Pulse oximeter?
Yeah.
You need a thermometer. If your temperature goes over 104, you're going to start to break apart the
decompose.
No, for real. Like the proteins in your brain will start to disassemble.
I think that happened a long time ago.
Don't do it, Joe.
I'm all right.
You need to take your temperature.
I'm okay.
Joe.
I'm all right. No, I'm just playing it up. I'm playing it up for you.
Okay, well, I'm a medical professional. I mean, I'm no medical professional, but
you used to be.
I used to be, and I
know
you're
just an under the radar '80s music composer and podcaster.
Yeah.